Welcome to Tutor. This is not your usual Nepal travel vlog. This is Nepal through the eyes of a business teacher who notices stories, people, business, tourism, customer experiences, and the little details in between. We planned this trip for 5 days, very detailed itinerary, very organized, very ambitious. But one thing I realized very quickly in Nepal is the best travel moments usually happen outside the itinerary. We chose Sri Lankan Airlines for this trip, and it took around 2.5 to 3 hours to reach Kathmandu. One thing I genuinely enjoyed was the in-house entertainment because I finally got to watch the Sinhala movie Gadi, which I missed in theaters. And honestly, if you're someone who loves meaningful storytelling, I think you should watch this movie. Tip number 1. If you're taking the morning Sri Lankan Airlines flight to Nepal, choose the vegetarian breakfast option. Because while the chicken option was more like sausages and scrambled eggs, the vegetarian meal actually had authentic Sri Lankan kiribat and curry. When we landed in Kathmandu and went through immigration, I suddenly remembered something I always discuss with my students in class. Sri Lanka and Nepal are both connected through SAARC regional agreements, and Sri Lankan passport holders receive a free visa for the first Nepal entry. Tourists from non-member countries have to pay 30 USD to get through. Trade agreements, regional cooperations, and international relationships quietly affect tourism, travel, convenience, and mobility. So, tip number 2. If you're traveling to Nepal for the first time, remember this. If you're from a country which is a part of SAARC regional agreement, then you get free visa for the first time. So, always check regional travel agreements before planning trips because they can save a lot of money. Our first stop in Kathmandu was Himalayan Java coffee, and this place fascinated me from a branding perspective. Although it's a Nepali coffee chain, the entire cafe experience felt very Australian inspired. The latte culture, the brunch style menu, Western cafe aesthetics, menu design, and ambience. And this is actually called aspirational branding. Sometimes businesses position themselves around an international lifestyle image because customers emotionally connect with that experience. I also noticed telecom collaborations and customer bundle offers connected to specific mobile networks. At the time of our trip, one Nepalese rupee was around 2.1 Sri Lankan rupees, and one Indian rupee was around 1.6 Nepalese rupees. So when I say a meal costs around 649 Nepali rupees, that's around 400 INR or around 1400 LKR depending on the exchange rates. And honestly, compared to many tourist destinations, Nepal felt quite reasonable. For lunch, we went to La Bella Cafe, very aesthetic interiors, very relaxed atmosphere, and a huge continental menu. And one thing I noticed throughout Nepal was how cafes are designed around experience marketing. People no longer just visit cafes for food, they visit for ambience, emotional experience, photography, content creation, and memories. Our hotel was located in the central part of Kathmandu. The rooms were minimal and simple, but what stood out was the experience package. There were complimentary offers, social spaces, and little entertainment experiences included. And honestly, that reminded me that customers often remember experiences more than luxury. And that's where I tried buffalo momos for the first time and somehow ended up singing karaoke in Nepal with zero preparation. I'm not posting the original karaoke clip because of copyright issues, but if you want to hear one of the songs, there's already a shorts uploaded on my channel. Day 2 started very early because we were traveling to Pokhara, and honestly, the journey itself felt like part of the experience. It takes around 6 to 7 hours depending on traffic and road conditions. We stopped at local food places serving momos, noodles, pani puri, dahi puri, and chana. And one thing I loved about Nepal was how warm even the roadside places felt. Finally, arrived at Mystic Mountain Pokhara. Beautiful mountain views, newly built property, very peaceful environment. But one thing that really stood out immediately was the customer service. The staff communicated very well in English and they were extremely friendly and they made the stay feel very comfortable. And in tourism, communication itself becomes part of the customer's experience. Tip number 3: if you know Hindi, Nepal becomes a very easy destination to travel in. Most people can communicate in either Hindi or English, so communication rarely becomes stressful. By evening, we were starving, so we went looking for Indian food, and this was actually very interesting. Even though restaurants are called Indian restaurants in Nepal, the flavors are slightly adapted to the Nepali palate. So, tip number 4: if you're traveling from Sri Lanka or India expecting extremely spicy Indian food, just remember that most Indian restaurants in Nepal serve milder flavors adjusted to local Nepali tastes. And then we went to Fewa Lake, one of the most beautiful places I've seen. The reflections on the water, the little boats, the mountain backdrop, the cold breeze, the tiny shops everywhere. It's one of those places where you stop filming for a second and just quietly look around. That night, we tried a Korean restaurant, and honestly, this was probably the first disappointing experience of the trip. We ordered pork barbecue, waited almost 30 minutes, only to be told it would take another 30 minutes to even start preparing. And the sushi honestly wasn't great either. Day 3 started at around 5:45 in the morning because we were heading to Sarangkot to watch the sunrise over the Annapurna range, and honestly, this became one of the most magical experiences of that entire trip. If you stay at Mystic Mountain, you actually get discounts for Annapurna Cable Car, and the best part is it's walking distance. Then, for the first time, I saw the Annapurna Himalayan range, and honestly, no camera can fully capture that feeling. The Annapurna region is one of the most famous mountain regions in the world and attracts travelers, trekkers, hikers, and adventure seekers globally. And what fascinated me was how an entire tourism economy has developed around these mountains. Cafes, hotels, cable cars, guides, transport services, souvenir shops, and adventure sports. Thousands of livelihoods are connected to tourism there. One side had green mountains, the other side had snow covered Himalayan peaks, and suddenly you realize how small you are actually compared to nature. Tip number 5. If you're planning the Sarangkot sunrise experience, be prepared for a lot of walking. So improve your stamina a little bit before traveling, and please invest in a good quality jacket because mornings are extremely cold. At the viewpoint, we saw paragliders floating across the sky and visited the Panchamukhi Ganesh temple viewpoint area. And honestly, the view from there felt unreal. After all the walking, we were starving, so we rushed back for breakfast. And the breakfast buffet at Mystic Mountain was honestly very impressive. Indian options, continental options, bakery items. If you're someone looking for familiar Indian breakfast food in Nepal, this place actually serves authentic puri and chapati as well. Later, we explored bookstores in Pokhara, and I picked up the book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. So, stay tuned because a brand new Tutor Decode series is coming soon on YouTube, where I'll be talking about lessons and quotes from this book. Atomic Habits series is already uploaded on my channel. By evening, legs were completely exhausted from all the walking. So yes, we finally gave in and went for a massage. Later that night, we visited movie garden. Candles everywhere, outdoor movie setup, cold weather, light rain. It honestly felt like a movie scene itself. But because it was crowded and started raining heavily, we headed back early. We ended the night with room service food, steam and sauna. And that's the Nepal Diaries Part 1. Not just a travel blog, but stories, observations, tourism systems, customer experiences, business lessons, and a little serendipitous moments in between. So in part 2, I'll be talking more about budgeting in Nepal, nightlife, shopping, hidden experiences, what's actually worth spending on, and the side of tourism most people never notice. So stay tuned to Serendip Tutor YouTube channel.